Welcome back to One Comic Book a Day, where we're covering Superboy issue 22 and the second story, Superboy and the Sleeping Beauty. I have some quibbles again with this story, and actually, as it is, I kind of have fun with the story. I just think the focus is on the wrong thing again. They keep sort of undermining the dramatic tension by having Superboy focus on the most arbitrary thing instead of the dangerous, urgent problem at hand. So the kids are putting on a play at the high school. It's kind of confusing because they both reference Snow White and Sleeping Beauty in the story. It seems to be a combination of the two at times. They even refer to it as Sleeping Beauty and Snow White at separate times, and there are similarities between those two fairy tales, but they're also fairly different. It does involve someone having to be unconscious for a lot of it. It does have seemingly the seven dwarves or dwarves in the story, but sometimes they would refer to it as like Sleeping Beauty and the seven dwarves. It's not a huge issue, but I'm a little confused if they didn't know which story they were doing when they were doing this, or that they didn't realize these were two separate stories. You know how much I love the Cinderella version of Superboy, and we're going to have more of that pretty soon. So Lana's dad brought home some sort of dart gun with a poisonous dart that inadvertently hits Lana. So Lana will be asleep for 3 days and then will die, and there is no cure for this dart. So Superboy is going to have to rush and find some sort of cure to save Lana in the next 3 days. Oh my god, what is he going to do? Well, he's going to put on a play. You heard me. So what Superboy actually focuses on for most of this story, a good 60-40, let's say, is not wanting Lana's dad to worry because he knows that the dart was around and he was worried that it might have accidentally hit Lana. Instead of telling him the truth and us getting on with the, oh my god, we need to save Lana aspect, which is the entire urgency of the damn story, we focus on Clark trying to trick everybody into thinking, well, her father specifically, that Lana is perfectly fine and is just acting really well in the role. So this involves him puppeting her, him getting a bunch of circus performers. Superboy, she's going to die in 3 days. Maybe you should focus on the dying aspect and not the let's not worry her father aspect. This is low on the set of priorities. Saving Lana's top priority. But the play goes on without a hitch. I'm so happy. I'm sure if Lana wasn't dying, she would be happy too. He does eventually go and deal with that. That's the secondary thing he's focused on, which involves some racial stereotyping of tribesmen. We don't spend a lot of time with the tribesmen. Like I said, they're not focused on the urgent aspect. The dire problem of the story, they're focused on the play. But eventually, in the whole Superboy kissing her, I guess we've really changed the story because our prince is Superboy. He doesn't even put on a character for this, giving her the potion and supposedly kissing her. And there's even a great little reference about how much she's always wanted this, but she's unconscious for it, which is also problematic. Like, she's legitimately unconscious, not pretending to be unconscious. So there's some consent issues going on, like in the actual fairy tales. Really impressive they pulled that off in the story. Almost want to give it an A for that. I do have a lot of fun with the idea that he's focused more on the play. But, like, once again, you should be focused on the dying girl, not making sure the play is fine. Okay, that is it from Superboy, issue 22 in the second story, Superboy and the Sleeping Beauty. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, hit the bell icon to get notifications when new video goes up. I do this Monday through Friday, but Fridays is Bat Friday, working for a Batman story in either Detective Comics or Batman. Until next time, let's ponder the question, whatever did happen to the boy of tomorrow. And I'm really happy that we're moving on from Lana just trying to figure out that Clark Kent is Superboy. We're getting some more interesting Lana stories where, you can empathize with Lana instead of her just being annoying because the writers seem to think girls and women are annoying. Okay, have a great day.